What is up, viewers? Welcome back to another video. Now, with the newly announced and soon to be released LEGO Star Wars Imperial Star Destroyer UCS set coming out on September 18th for early VIP members and then October 1st for the general public, I thought it'd be really cool to take a look at some of the best, in this case the top 3 custom LEGO Star Wars Imperial Star Destroyers. I do of course want to make it very clear that none of the builds you are about to see in this video are of my creation. I'm just simply making a video showcasing them to you guys. Of course, I want to give as much exposure and just enough credit where credit is due to all these guys and their fantastically designed builds. So of course you can check out all 3 builds you're about to see down below on TheBrickWiz. I believe there are PDF instructions, so you guys can of course build any of the 3 Star Destroyer models that you are about to see. I will also be leaving a link to each respective builder's Flickr account, and you will also see the username of the builder on screen with whatever image I'm showing you, of course correlating to the build. And the last thing I do want to say before we go ahead and continue is I personally do not think it's fair to compare LEGO fan mocks or my own creations to LEGO sets. I love the upcoming LEGO Star Wars Imperial Star Destroyer UCS set. I will be picking it up by the end of the year because it is an astronomical improvement on the older version, and while obviously I do like mocks better, I do also want to make it clear that I'm not hating on the set by any means. I absolutely love it, and I will be picking it up later this year. So to start us off here at number 3, we have a mock designed by a pretty famous designer in the LEGO community, and his name's going to be Raskolnikov. He is the one who actually designed the plus-size AT-AT, which has made numerous appearances in mocks like mine and also David Scarif and a whole bunch of other mock creations, so definitely a reputable builder and designer. He of course has built a moderately sized Imperial Star Destroyer with an actual full interior. Now in total for this ISD aggressor there is a little bit over 15,000 parts, and of course a link to the TheBrickWiz website with the instructions will be linked down below under Raskolnikov. Now this is all information coming directly from the TheBrickWiz item listing. The instructions are step by step. The interior includes the bridge, barracks, a canteen, conference room, and more. Also comes with a couple of the TIE fighters, some probe droids, and a whole bunch of turbo lasers on the side. Of course, the ISD Imperial Star Destroyer from the Empire and Star Wars is known for just having an overwhelming amount of force and weaponry, of course making it one of the scariest ships you can possibly go up against in the Star Wars universe. There are so many beautiful things about not really only this specific ISD, but a lot of the ones we're going to talk about today, and that is the really good combination of studs and tiles. As a mock builder, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware, and even you might prefer yourselves, I do love it when a build is tiled off, especially when it's supposed to be tiled off, and I think Raskolnikov did an amazing job with this design, capturing the very sleek triangle form of the ISD while maintaining a really nice aesthetic. Only a couple areas and patches of where studs are on top. As this design here is absolutely gorgeous, and it is worth mentioning that Raskolnikov has made a couple of other ships that you guys may be familiar with. He's made an MC-80 Independence class as well as a Victory Cruiser, so I invite you guys to go ahead and check out his Flickr down below in the description. Of course, support the builder, give him a follow for all his amazing hard work. This Star Destroyer is beautiful. There really is no getting around it. 15,000 pieces is definitely a lot, and it doesn't honestly look like there are that many pieces, or at least 15,000 total when you look at the model overhead, but that just kind of goes to show how much detail is packed inside this starship. And of course the interior is fantastic. It's something that we didn't necessarily get with the new LEGO Star Wars ISD UCS set, but I honestly could care less. Now, while having an interior is definitely an added bonus, it's something I really wouldn't focus on too much, so this model is fantastic. I highly advise you guys to go ahead and check out the links down below in the description. Now, the second of our top 3 video here is going to be the ISD Intimidator, designed by Charles R. Anderson in 2018. Of course, like I said before, on TheBrickWiz, so I'll leave a link down below in the description. This build is going to have 4,000 more parts, roughly around 4,000 more parts than Raskolnikov's, and it definitely looks fantastic. Couple of facts I'm just kind of grabbing off of the TheBrickWiz item listing here. It is 59.5, nearly 60 inches long, 37 inches wide, and stands 24 inches tall, and without the stand, it's going to be roughly 20 inches tall. It weighs 43 pounds, which is crazy. 15 months of design and build time, and 500 plus man and labor hours going into this thing. Now, there are tons and tons of varieties of different ISDs or Imperial Star Destroyers for those of you who haven't caught on to that acronym, but fun fact for those of you guys who have seen Rogue One, this is one of these specific types of Star Destroyers that actually collided. Now this ship, along with the other one, when they collided, obviously kind of pushed through that Scarif shield gate, and that's kind of where the Rebel Alliance was able to gain a foothold on Scarif. So So that's just kind of a cool fact for you guys to see. But as I said before, 4,000 more parts in this build. The model that we covered first by Raskolnikov was around 37 or 38 inches long, and this is nearly 60, so it's nearly another 33% longer, and that's obviously where the extra parts comes in. Like I said before, this part count is a little under 20,000, and then Raskolnikov's was a little, I think, over 15,000 or maybe under 16, so there are a lot more pieces in this model. I do really love the fact that the side turrets on the Star Destroyer just seem bigger and a little bit more in scale, which I do love, because again, these side turrets are one of the most deadly lasers on the Star Destroyer itself. So I love how the Star Destroyer is basically just a bigger version. Bigger doesn't always necessarily mean better, and by that I also do mean that there are generally more areas of the Star Destroyer covered up by tiles and less studs visible, which is why I kind of put this up a little bit more, which I do love. The bridge has come together beautifully, and of course the Star Destroyer here is longer, not necessarily as tall, which I do really love. And then you can see the backside details of the engines also look great. I would have loved for there to be some maybe trans clear, maybe teal blue pieces or something like that going into the back engines. That way it can kind of give that illumination effect of the engines kind of purring and running. I think that would have been really cool. But other than that, everything looks great. Of course, we have the Tantive V4 in the hangar bay, which is a really iconic scene from Star Wars movies that all Star Wars fans will enjoy. Overall, Charles Anderson's design is absolutely gorgeous. I could never do anything better, and that kind of goes for all these builders that I'm talking about today. So once again, go ahead and support the builders down below with the links to their Flickr and Rebreakable if you want to go ahead and pick up these instructions. So with that being said, moving on to my number one, my greatest of all time, the GOAT, in my opinion, of custom Lego Star Wars Imperial Star Destroyers designed by fans and fans of Lego is gonna have to be 1Case's ISD Monarch. Now this is arguably one of the most popular ISD builds, and I'm not choosing it necessarily because it's just popular, but I do love it, and of course I'll get into exactly why. Now I cannot stress this enough. If you're watching this video and you want to see really awesome pictures or even pick up the instructions, please go support the builders down below in the description. Again, none of these builds that you guys have seen are going to be mine. Now, what really grabs my attention with this specific ISD and the Monarch class has to be this overhead image showing the entire front top section of the Star Destroyer, and there are very minimal studs, and that's a really big reason as to why I gravitate towards this model so much. I think it kind of goes without saying that there is a significantly less amount of studs on top when it comes to looking at the top panel, and that's not to say that the other models are bad by any means. They're all absolutely gorgeous, but I just do gravitate towards this ISD Monarch a little bit more than the others. Now this model is actually not going to be the largest as you might have thought. It's actually going to be 46 inches long and around 28 inches wide, so the second by Charles Anderson is actually going to be a longer and wider build. And now what's really great about this model is it's going to be the most affordable. If you have no parts or no parts collections to build this design, it's going to only comparatively a little over 11,000 pieces. Just to go back a little bit, the first one we talked about by Raskolnikov was 15,000. The second one by Charles Anderson was nearly 20,000, a little over 19,000, and this one's going to be 11,000. Of course, when it comes to actually being able to build something like this, it's going to be a little bit more affordable. Now, when you combine the added affordability and what is, in my opinion, the sleekest and most beautiful looking aesthetic when it comes to a Star Destroyer, in my mind, without a doubt, this definitely takes the cake out of all the designs we talked about so far. If you take a look at the back engine section, everything seems very flawless. Everything seems extremely seamless, which is great. We do have, of course, the hangar bay, and you could even put a scale Tantive and of course a scale Nebula B frigate, which would also be really cool to set up alongside this model. The Imperial Star Destroyer Monarch version by 1Case is, in my opinion, the best Lego Star Wars custom creation for the Imperial Star Destroyer that has been out there, and I honestly do hope to build this one day. It's not going to be something that I can tackle on in a couple of days. It's probably going to be collecting parts over, you know, a couple of years trying to get this thing, but I really want to build this design. It's magnificently beautiful and is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the best Star Destroyer here today. So I hope you all enjoyed this look at a couple of the best Lego Star Wars custom ISD mocks out there. I am really interested to see what you guys think. What is your favorite? Do you like 1Case's design the most? Do you like Charles Anderson, or do you like Raskolnikov's, or are there other ones that I didn't really cover that you think deserve a spot on this top 3 list? Let me know down below in the comments, and of course drop a like if you guys are new, and subscribe for more awesome videos like this. Once again, guys, this is not a video hating on the Lego Star Destroyer that's coming out on September 18th. I think it's a beautiful design for what Lego is capable of, and I will 100% be picking it up sometime down the road. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your day. Once again, guys, please go support support all of the builders and designers down below in the description. I'll leave links to everything that you guys need to know about them to go ahead and pick up these instructions for yourself. Until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later. Take it easy. Peace.